Hey there, Magic Makers. It's Deb D here for your Witch Wednesday, and it is a Wednesday that calls for a special reading. For today is indeed a dramatic day in the sky. So I just want to ask you now, breathe in, Magic Maker. How are you feeling today? Anything shifting today? Did you come up with a new perspective or a new way of seeing a problem, or something seems to have shifted today? Or maybe the tension's been building for a couple of days. What you feeling? What's happening on the inside, Magic Maker? Today, Uranus, big, I want to make some changes, Uranus goes retrograde for 5 months. So this is big. We're in shadow of Mercury retrograde. We're about to hit the Virgo new moon this weekend. And so this morning I was like, I had a completely different plan for the Witch Wednesday today, but no. We're going to flow with the energy that is now, which is this Uranus retrograde, which is a game changer. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that, and then we're going to play with some cards and look at some oracle insight, because I got a clear yes today that today is the day to be looking in the energetic mirror, and to also to be sharing with you all, Magic Makers, the opportunity of not only the Uranus retrograde but our upcoming Mercury retrograde at the same time, and what all of this means. So breathe in, anchor into your own magic, and let's play in the magical playground. As above, so below. Uranus. Uranus is the planet that says, like it or not, you are going to evolve. Uranus is all for the revolution, wants to disrupt things, change things. So it can feel like, it's the kid at school that always comes and messes up your stuff. You're just like, oh, Uranus. But in terms of our soul journeys, our earthbound experience, Uranus is the disruptor, the caller of the revolution, because we do need to continue to get uncomfortable and evolve. Change is necessary. If everything stayed the same, it would be really boring. So Uranus, when Uranus is highlighted in the sky, we are seeing changes taking place in our world, in our relationships, or in our governments, depending on where Uranus is at. But what happens when Uranus goes retrograde? That's what's happening now, started today, happening now all the way through to January. Uranus is going to be doing this backward dance all the way to January. So what does that mean? That means that revolution, that change, that disruption, it's not happening out there, Magic Maker. It's happening in there. It's like Uranus is going, okay, so now I'm going to get serious. We're going to the seed of change, which is inside you. So the invitation is, over the next 5 months, what do we need to change internally in order to actually activate transformation and change in our world? Because we all know it, healing is an inside job, we all know it. And we can be in the position of wanting something outside us to shift or change, and therefore then I will feel better. Uranus is saying, no, I've got 5 months of hanging out with you on the inside, and what about your insides needs to be changed or realigned. So, Magic Makers, this is all about our belief systems, and this is all about the story that you tell yourself. Yeah. And Uranus is going, I'm not in a rush. I'm going to hang out for 5 months. And while that's happening, we're also going to begin with the Mercury retrograde. Mercury is communication. Retrograde is reviewing. So we might want to review how we're speaking to ourselves. There's a lot of mental energy going out. Yeah. What is it that you are needing to change on the inside in order to get the change you seek on the outside? So I'm inviting you into this magic of, rather than going, there's a retrograde, double retrograde. What about if we go, okay, I see you move. I see your sky move. I'm going to meet you on the dance floor. I am going to take some time to check in my insides. What story am I over? What story have I been telling myself now that I know just really needs to go? Or where have I been blaming another or waiting for circumstances outside me to change in order for things to get better? Turn that on the inside. Calling for the revolution of the inside, magic makers. So let's now play with pulling some cards, because we have this Uranus retrograde that begins now, and the thing about today is this energy is going to continue to play out, but there is energy today, which is why I ask you at the beginning of this, how you feeling today? Did you wake up and you're just like really annoyed by something? Did you wake up and suddenly there's an inspiration towards something? Did something feel better? Did something feel different? Whatever that is, that's the seed of your change, which will play out over the next 5 months, through a Mercury retrograde, through a full new and full moons, through an eclipse season coming up in October, my favorite time of the year. Lucky me, it happens twice. There's still a lot of dance moves here, but today, Magic Maker, today, what's vibing with you today? Click into that, and then just don't try to overanalyze it. Just say, okay, there's my seed. There's my seed. So here we are with our Enchanted Map cards. I actually first had the Gaia cards, and then I was like shuffling them, and the Gaia cards is my comfort. They're my home deck. And then I was like, nah, we're calling for the revolution. Gaia said, you can put me down now, actually, and try a different deck. So the Enchanted Map said, I'm up, let's play. So shuffling the Enchanted Map, and what do we want to ask? What's our anchor question, Magic Makers? I'm feeling like if Uranus could speak directly to us right now, what would Uranus want us to know? If Uranus could speak directly to us right now, what would Uranus want us to know, Magic Makers? That's a bit of fun. Let's hear the voice of Uranus for our Uranus retrograde. Day 1, it's going to be a doozy. It already is. Okay, if you can't feel anything today, check your pulse, Magic Makers. Check your pulse, because Uranus is saying, I'm going inside. And this is what Uranus would like to say to us. Uranus is speaking directly to us. And Uranus would like us to know, yeah, dry desert, but we get dry desert in the reverse protection position. Yeah. So it's like Uranus is kind of trying to say, you know that space that you keep going to, the place where you think, if I just keep going there, then maybe I'll find the water. Uranus is saying, no, it's not there. You need to actually change directions. This is what Uranus is saying. It's like, I'm turning up on the inside because you keep going to the same empty well thinking you're going to fill your bucket and then blaming the well or the bucket. Whereas actually, stop going there. There's no need to go there anymore. Now, the thing about being human, I mean, we're amazing, and we're also a little bit tricky when it comes to change. We can resist it, and we can go into fear, worry, anxiety patterning. I mean, hands up, I do it, absolutely. We're all doing excellent jobs of being humans. But what in your world right now is the dry desert? You're just like, I've been wandering around here for a while and I'm not finding the inspiration. This is not actually the landscape that I feel I need to be in. So whatever is popping for you now, Magic Maker, is it about your work situation? Is it about a relationship? Is it about just you and something that you're repeating in your life? So Uranus is saying there is no water in the dry desert. You need to find your way out. Move somewhere else, which is that function of Uranus in retrograde. It's like asking us for that internal change, which is like, if it's scary to, you know, cross the mountain range to see if you can find some water, well, yeah, maybe do it. Let's see what else. Let's get a clarifier. Let's keep talking to Uranus and say, okay, Uranus, we get it. You're wanting us to actually move to a whole new landscape. Inside landscape. Where's the place that you continue to return to, even though it sucks? I've got one. I know exactly what mine is. And yeah, mine does suck. I'm bored. I'm over it. I'm going to follow Uranus and leave the desert. And so Uranus is kind of like now going to have a second opportunity. We're going to ask Uranus again. Okay, so we've got the dry desert. You're wanting us to literally change landscape, internal landscape. What's the opportunity, Uranus? If we flow and dance and actually work on our insides with you over the next 5 months, what is the opportunity available to us, Uranus? What is there, kind of like the, you know, on the horizon, the guiding light for us? What is the opportunity, Uranus? Because we want to flow with you. We want to leave this desert. What is the opportunity? Aha. Yes, interesting. Look, there's the water. Ride the wave, but look, very retrograde, we got it in the reverse protection position again. Interesting. Okay, oh yeah. So what this is, oh yeah, so look at that, dry desert, ride the wave, like look at those extremes. So ride the wave in protection is kind of saying, okay, because we asked Uranus, what's the opportunity? And Uranus is kind of saying, the opportunity you have here is to actually be disrupted. Because we didn't get ride the wave in this position, we got ride the wave in this position, which is the reverse, right? So when you get it in the reverse, it's warning, it's kind of saying, well, where are you kind of resisting the natural flow of things? Right? Where are you making it too hard for yourself? So we ask Uranus directly, what's the opportunity you're bringing to us? And Uranus says, I'm going to shake it all up. It's going to be impossible to ride the same wave if you flow with me. Now, all of this sounds uncomfortable. And yeah, there's going to be parts of it that are. But again, if you can kind of see the bigger picture of it all, then we don't want to ride the same wave. We don't want to stay in the same desert. If you actually want transformational change, you have to go through the bits that are hard and that suck, as well as going into the bits where you're like, I don't know what's going to happen here, but I'm going to ride that wave and see where I crash. Right? So there's the opportunity here to not just go with whatever's kind of happening, like be okay with the fact that it's going to get stormy and disruptive. That's an opportunity that is actually in your highest good. Uranus is like, it's like the naughty kid. You know you're not supposed to play with Uranus, but it's fun. You know, this is what it feels like to me. It's like, you might just get in trouble, but Uranus looks like it's having way more fun than, like, say, Saturn. Okay, so now let's ask for an overarching, tell us what else we need to know, Uranus, for this 5-month retrograde period with you. Again, Magic Maker, breathe into, what am I feeling today? What is the dry desert in me? What are the waves in me that I'm just resisting and not allowing myself to change? What are you not allowing to crash to shore? What is that, Magic Maker? Because Uranus is saying, come on, let's shift. Let's shake it up. Because doing the same, you could do that. You could stay in the dry desert if you want. I don't want to. Uranus doesn't want you to. Okay. Overall, bigger picture, Uranus, third and final card for this reading. Please, Uranus, what else do you want us to know? We're already talking to you. We see your desert. We see your waves. What else would you like us to know, Uranus? What else would you like us to know? Oh, it's so nice. Look, we got home in the upright position. Yes. Okay, there's a couple of things here. So Uranus with the overriding energy of home is actually saying, like, what else do you want us to know? Is like, Uranus is actually saying internal changes that are disruptive and all the rest, they can also be balanced by remembering that when you come to your internal world, anchor into your heart, you are home. Right? So while all this disruption is happening, just continue to return home to yourself, and also home being that, like, what is comfort? Where does it feel like your heart and soul can lay open? Seek that in this disruptive, changeable, insides changing time. So seek the home within you. Seek what feels like home. And then there's a third and final message from Uranus here, which is like, I am disrupting you so that you can go home. You don't have to be lost in whatever desert you're in now. You don't have to be like out in the ocean, like, lost at sea. All of this disruption, I feel it so strong, is so beautiful. Uranus is saying, if you just get jiggy with me, I'm actually guiding you home. Isn't that nice? See, Uranus is not so bad. Uranus is actually wanting us to find a new home. Oh, it's so nice. So magic makers, how are we going to ride it out? How are we going to be with these waves and leaving the desert? Like this, we don't have to know today. But what I do want to invite you into today is breathe in. What inside you is a dry desert? There ain't no goodness there. You've looked in every corner. There's no oasis. Where in your life have you not been riding the wave, been resisting and flapping about in the water? And where in your internal world are you being invited home? These can be really strong anchor points for us as we move into this disruptive yet wonderful opportunity of this Uranus retrograde. It is strong energy, which is why I was pulled to do this live today. It was clear. And it's also going to get a little bit funky before we get some new answers, because we've got that Mercury retrograde coming up. So we're going to want to be looking at the details. Your Mercury retrograde and your Virgo new moon are going to now be saying, like, let's look at some details of things. We're going to look at the little bits and pieces of what's going on here and review, redo, realign a few things so that we can actually go with the flow and leave the desert and find our way home. Ah, magic makers, what a delight. I'm feeling absolute delight in being at home with you. Thank you for sharing time with me in the Magic Circle. For magic makers who are interested, we meet every lunar cycle at new moon for the new moon circle of magic. So you may want to be in the Magic Circle with us. I am going to post below the link where you can register to join us in the circle on Sunday for the new moon circle of magic, where I'm going to go into the deep dive of those details of your Virgo new moon. And you get to hang out with other magic makers, and we tune in and we meditate, and it's always wonderful. So you are welcome to join us. Just click the link and register to receive the Zoom. And now, today, again, I feel inspired to say it. Breathe in, magic maker. What are you feeling on the inside today? For that is the pathway to your magic. And you, my friend, it is you. You are the magic. Big love, many blessings. See you in the magic circle soon.